All right, cool. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about exactly what we're going to do here in the side hustle. You know what's funny is, and I won't mention names just because it's not a huge marketer slash kind of JV broker business guy, huge, like big time, hits me up randomly and is like, man, have you ever thought about doing a biz op offer? And I was like, well, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm a business opportunity guy, period, because I'm more of a positive revenue guy would be my niche, right? And he started telling me what he was thinking, and I was like, bro, are you on my list? He said, no. I said, that's exactly what I just did. Like, that's exactly, I mean, that's what I was thinking, I mean, because I've polled, I poll and I know what people are, y'all talk to me and tell me, and I know if, I mean, you want to do something that's interesting and whatnot, but if you could make, bills with, pay bills with, selling tube socks one week, nobody's above it. We're all humble people, right? We like the thrill of the hunt and kill more than really all the other sexiness of it. Do you agree with me? Is that everybody here? I think so. So and this thing could get really cool, and it could get cooler than what even I originally kind of described it as people. So I wanted to talk about it for a second. If today we're going to talk about easy eBay profits, but I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about what to expect with the whole side hustle Friday, right? Side hustle is nothing but a slang term that I thought was kind of fun to use for, biz ops or opportunity. If you got a full-time job or you got a business and you just want to do, like a little hobby thing, maybe something that comes up with a little money once in a while, like if you remember Paulie, the guy I used to have that ran all my back end and support. I miss old Paulie sometimes, but he does every year. He does fireworks. Him and his buddy make like 60 grand doing fireworks for 2 weeks on the 4th of July. That's a little side hustle, right? So I think a lot of people didn't know what I meant when I was saying side hustle. What? Hustler magazine? What do you mean hustle? Who are you hustling? But that's not what I meant at all. But so I've already have several projects that I'm going to share with y'all, and a lot of these could easily be built out into courses, and some I even considered doing so, and some did. So I mean, just to give you a little bit of background, and I know y'all know me pretty well, but like when I was flipping cars with Nikki, for lack of a better term, I call him Nikki the Pollock, but I mean, he told me that was his name. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but Nikki, he, so everybody knows who I'm talking about anyway. But we were killing it, and we were posting the cars for sale on Craigslist. Well, there was a guy that sold and manufactured fence next to us. So I mean, we walked over there, and the guy said, "Man, I need leads." And so we ran an ad, and he goes, "Man, my phone's blowing up." And I'm like, "It's because we ran leads for you." And then we ended up selling them to him, right? Well, that same idea is what created Local Lead Driver. I just happened to be sitting with Brian Anderson at the time and showed it to him and said, "This is what I want to do." And he was like, "Dude, I'll do that with you. That's a great idea." And it became a massive product. Now there's major marketers out there that have all built their business and have, their whole models built around that. Some good marketers, some good friends too, right? They thank me all the time. So things can, go from small to one man to huge to whatever. And I think it's a really cool place to do so. Now there's going to be a few rules. And the rule is I'm even going to let you, if you have a project that we can discuss that's biz op related, serve it up. Let me hear about it. I want to hear about it. There's one major rule though. You got to have 100% proof working to get the side hustle stamp of approval. Okay. I have to know that it generates revenue. It can't be a cool idea. Can't be what you think would work. Can't be a theory. It has to be something that is legit, that you've done or you will do and prove, or, there's got to be some sort of proof, right? And every one of these that I can, all my lighters are out, so all I have is my cigar torch. It probably sounds like I'm about to set the place on fire like a blowtorch, but all of these, I've made little money up to big money. I will actually share with you exactly what kind of money we made when doing it. Okay. All right. Does that sound exciting? Give me a 1 in the chat box if we're good. I won't make y'all put on headsets and role play if you'll give me plenty of 1s when I ask for them. Is that fair? All right. What happens to all these projects that we'll do? Well, some of them I will build out into products, right? Some of them I don't want to go publicly and confuse people and you know, have my face on it, for instance. But we still might develop it into a product and maybe even sell it without my name on it, with nobody's name, or even a, you know, a stage name. People do that all the time, and sell it to cold traffic, and they'll sell for $297, $497, $997. I just looked at a killer product. It's really cool. It's so simple. It's crazy, but they're charging $2,000 for it because it's really kind of worth that. We just kind of, in our space, kind of got used to the whole $297, $497 thing. And that's, you know, it's still good money. You know what I mean? For some of the stuff that I've seen, some of it doesn't deserve any of it. Heck, even I've had stuff that's probably not that good, right? But you try and get it better every time. But all these will be sold out into the public. So here's where I'm thinking out of the box, and most of you on this call are good friends, and we know each other for quite a while. Here's what I was thinking. How cool would this be? I think it would be cool that, you know, you can work for your input. That would help me, right? But you could also bring your own project, and we could publish yours, right? So what opportunities are here with Side Hustle Friday? You're going to have a chance to see how to launch, how to deliver, potentially have the reach of my list. You're going to learn exactly how to do some of these products that nobody will tell you. I mean, like I was fortunate enough, I got the quick track from an old business partner, but nobody just comes out and tells you. People spend thousands of dollars. Oh, that wasn't it. Nope, that don't work. And then finally getting the one that does, and it's already quit working, right? So you're going to be able to learn that right here, watching this, and watching others, mostly me, but others do it with theirs. Okay, so we'll have a mixture of calls, but mostly on Fridays, I'm going to show you some sort of easy, simple way that either takes no money or very little money, and you can get it rocking. If you got a teenager kid, you can put them in charge of a lot of these that I'll show you, and they will do it. Ask, dude, Nicky was like the #1 employer of his neighborhood. He had half the bus get off of his house. Anyway, so just so you know, you're getting the best of both worlds. Really, I can't put a value on it. I think this is priceless information because you're getting knowledge and money out of it, which is two huge wins. Would everybody agree? Give me a 1 if you would, if this sounds exciting. And I even thought of this, like if you participate in the delivery, or if you participate, we might have like a governor's club, right? And if you participate in the launch, maybe we share a pool of the money. How about that? We take 20% of the proceeds and give 5 to charity, and split the other 15% among the governor members. You see what I mean? I think that'd be really cool. Who likes that? I seen a guy do that with a crypto product, and man, it was pretty good. I promoted it for 1 month just to help him out, but I made $480, and the product only cost $150, but I made $480 on the share. So, anyways, I thought that would be kind of fun and a way to give back to all you guys being my buddies. But let's talk about it. So this hustle with eBay works with the Goodwill. Now, let me give you some information here. How many of you have a wife or a significant other or a husband that actually suffers from what's called retail therapy, where they just feel better going out and buying stuff or shopping, or they really enjoy it, even if, you know, they just put everything back? I mean, some people just like to shop. Does anybody know anybody like that, or somebody like that? I kind of like it sometimes. Thank goodness. No, well, Terry, that's why you're still married and got a got a life. Wes says he knows what it's like up there in the cold, man. There ain't nothing else to do than to jump out there and shop. Well, I know a lot of girls that just love to go shopping, and I remember my mom always wanting to go shopping. Well, this one is kind of cool because that's part of the job, and who better than to send than the one that needs the retail therapy that enjoys it, right? So there's Goodwills. They're all over the U.S. for sure. I'm sure there's ones in there might be called something else in other countries, but I think they're in all countries. I think they're all over the world, right? And what is the famous saying about one man's trash? That's right. It's another man's treasure, and that's a fact. It blows me away what people will throw away or give away in Goodwill. And if you go to these Goodwills, most of the good stuff's already taken. You got to figure out what days they're dropping, all that stuff, right? And it's really, I mean, their things are sold for pennies on the dollar. Not really, a lot of markup there. You know what I mean? And so they sell the shirts, like they sell sweaters, they sell like outer garments, they sell t-shirts, but they have one rack, and the rack is actually for collared shirts. Okay. And it varies in other cities. I've seen it get as high as $4.97 a shirt, but here where I did this in Atlanta, they went for $2.97. They were $2.47. They went to $2.97 as we were doing it, and that's what any collared shirt you wanted to get. Lonnie said in Houston they're $5.99. Okay, it's okay because I'm going to show you something that doesn't really matter what the price is. How many of you have heard of this brand? Ralph Lauren. Now, there's a lot of brands out there. And, there's a lot of brands that are nicer than Ralph Lauren. But this is one brand that is universal across the country, around the world. They even got them at the Fat Man shops where I go, right? Ralph Lauren is a quality garment, no matter where you go, right? And I would say this is the Rolex of clothing. And the reason why I say that is because a Rolex, for instance, I had a Breitling worth twice as much as my Rolex. Nobody even recognized it. But a Rolex, I mean, you can be pretty much anywhere in the world and you got cash at any given point because everybody knows what Rolex is. Well, everybody likes Ralph Lauren. And the U.S., I mean, we're a melting pot here anyway. A lot of people are coming in. Not everybody will go will pony up and pay $90 for a collared Ralph Lauren shirt, and that's what they go for. Maybe there might be a little less than that in normal sizes, but I know what the Fat Man shop sizes are. Okay. This is one product I'm going to show you. You can do this with other products, but I'm just telling you right now, this is the secret holy grail head knocker. I mean, this thing works like the Forerunners worked in the flipping course. Okay. I mean, this is it. Well, when you're looking, you'll find these things. And then, like I said, in Atlanta, it's $2.97. So let's say they could be between $3 and $6. That's safe, right? But you look for this classic polo Ralph Lauren shirt. How many people have owned or seen one of these in their life? Right? All of us. All of us. And have they changed any in 30 or 40 years? Not much. You go through fads where they got bigger logos, maybe different colors. Right? Lonnie said he used to flip the collar up. He was that guy. That's awesome. He had the keyboard guitar. Freffy. Yeah, there you go. Hey, whatever the ladies like, man, they'll get you to wear pink shirts. They'll move mountains and start wars, man. Yep. So you've seen this shirt, and they've not changed much over the years, so they still got that great styling, right? They're still accepted everywhere. They're like a Porsche 911, right? They still look the same all these years later. Not much difference. It's hard to tell if it's a new one or a 20-year-old one, right? Now, I've noticed when people send things to Goodwill, they're either cleaning out their closet or throwing out something from somebody that died. So when you find a little vein of polo Ralph Lauren shirts, sometimes you'll go in there and there'll be 13 to 15 of them, all the same size, all different colors. And it's where somebody threw out because either they gained weight and threw out all their old ones or whatever. There is 2 rules to this shirt. One, it cannot have a country club or a company or anything else embroidered on the sleeve or on the shirt. There's only one that you can take a chance with, and that's the Masters. But that's the rule. 2, if it has a significant amount of ketchup or mustard or unbearable stains on the front of it or on the collar, nobody wants a used shirt like that. At 86s immediately, you cannot touch that shirt. Don't worry, there's plenty more, and you will find these. Now, I joke and say the Fat Man Shop. Do people know what sizes are considered big and tall? When does big and tall start? $2X is really considered normal now, since China's making all our clothes. $3X is when it really goes big and tall. You can get $2X. You'll get XL. You'll find, most places you'll find double XL. But once you're $3X, you're screwed. You're Fat Man Shop only, right? I mean, you know, your waist is over a 42. You're like a 44 waist or 46 waist. And if you travel and you forget your belt, better have shoestrings, because you can't just go to Walmart and go get the belt. Sometimes Walmart has some bigger stuff, but I mean, you can't get anything, you know, Ralph Lauren or designer. You're in trouble, right? Good news, I guess, because Omar the tent maker charges more for the fabric. Oversized clothing brings exceptionally more money because they have such a limited choice. And they only can shop at a couple places, Dillard's and Destination XL. That's it. Okay, so be on the lookout. Don't be afraid of big clothing. Big clothing is good. There's a whole niche in it, really. Now, you can get any size shirt, small, medium, large, normal size people, right? The rule is to make sure that it has no stains and no embroidered company or country club. I'm going to give you an extra bonus real quick. Because maybe not everybody can jump in the car and drive all over the city. Maybe not everybody lives in Atlanta where, you know, we got 25 Goodwills, right? I mean, we hit each one of them pretty much every other day. Shopgoodwill.com. How many people have ever been here? I'm going to tell you what's impressive about it to me. It's impressive because it's not linked with eBay at all. So you're not competing, you know what I mean? It's a completely different pond, and it's a beautiful thing. It will scare you what people send here. Jewelry, coin collections, autographs, all kinds of stuff. But it's called shopgoodwill.com, and you're going to pay a little bit more money, but it's still a great place to get stuff. Check this out. We'll go ahead and Polo. Let's just put Polo and see what comes up. All right. Looks like women's. Let's put men's polo. And you can do women's too, by the way. Okay. All right. See, that's a Puma. Doesn't matter. No, it's out. It's got to be Ralph Lauren brand. Chaps you can get away with sometimes, but it's that classic Ralph Lauren polo. Okay. So we're going to scoot through here real quick and just see if we see any. Right there. See that? What does that look like? That looks like almost the shirt we were talking about. That's an extra large classic fit because they're coming in different fabrics right now. Yeah, there you go. That's a Ralph Lauren polo. And look, that thing's mint. The guy never even wore it. Must have went to a football game and they were red and never did it again, right? Would you not agree that that shirt looks pretty dang new? Okay. They're asking a little bit more money, but here's a quick way, easy way to shop and get it now, right? Let's see if we can find some more. I promise if you go through here, you'll find many of them. There's another one. It looks like a little bit different fabric, maybe like a more of a summer. Look, it's 2XB, which is rare. So it's worth more money, and look, it's less, right? That's good. anything that's Ralph Lauren brand, I wouldn't be afraid of. But these shirts, I'm telling you right now, just freaking work, man. Nice. Now, I personally would do a better job. Just like when flipping cars, I make sure no matter what, when somebody leaves, they say, damn, that's the cleanest car I looked at today. I think the better you make them look, the better, you're going to, build value in your product. But, man, Nikki would post them. They look like they're straight off the ground. But you can get some decent deals if you look and if you're on time. You know what I mean? If you have to, you can do this right here. Look, now see this one? Hang on a second. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. See that? What does that say? I don't say Ralph Lauren, and I don't think it does. It says whatever country club or whatever golf course, it's out. Nobody wants that. But you could find stuff on here. So now if you know designer brands, right? I'll go ahead and tell you, if you know designer brands, like we found some Versace khaki slacks for a female, right? We paid $7.50 for them, and they brought 140 bucks. But they're Versace. Nobody else knew. They just thought they were a pair of khaki pants. They just had them up there as regular khaki pants. You know what I mean? So you can go outside the realm doing stuff like that. I wouldn't be afraid, but be careful, going too far out of the realm. And I'm just telling you the one that's like cut and dry. This right here is the gold. This is the gold currency. These things are worth money. They're like stacks of hundreds when you walk out with them, okay? All right, so with the collared shirt, and I'm, I did $297 because that was my price in Atlanta. Postage is going to cost you between $3 and $6, snail mail, right? No reason to send it any other way. Now, here's a secret way to profit boost. Put them on 2 eBays. How many of you have done eBays for? Retail West is $90. That's what retail if you bought them new. And nobody's done eBay? They charge a little bit of fee, but it's not much. But here's the cool thing. If you kill, well, I'll show you that. I'll go ahead and tell you. If you kill the auction 2 days before the end of the eBay, then you don't get charged the fee or whatever. So here's a profit booster. Remember, these things are currency anywhere in the world. Post them in the US and then post them in UK also. And do a 7-day auction. And on day 5, take a look. If it's bringing $6 in the US and it's at $2 in the UK, kill your UK. If it's opposite, kill your US based one, but run the same item in both countries on eBay. 2 days before, evaluate which one. Do a 7-day auction, 5-day compare. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions on that? I'm going to go over that in 2 seconds. That's the next slide, Lonnie. I'm glad you asked. Good question. So a lot of people say, what is the shipping? And I want to talk to you for a second exactly about shipping, because shipping is a huge part of the success in this business model, right? When selling the item on eBay, you charge $9.99 shipping in the US, $12.99 shipping in the UK, and you're going to find that shipping in the US is going to be around $3, and shipping in the UK is going to be between 4, maybe up to 6. If you snail mail it, like no priority, no overnight, you know what I mean? You do the lowest, cheapest possible, use your own box or whatever, right? Here's what's awesome. What should you price these at when you put them on eBay, and why? Anybody have an idea? Let's think about it. What is a win, right? If you had, let's say you had $3 on your shirt, or let's say you had 5, like in Houston, okay, and it cost you $3 to ship. That's $8, right? When we did this a couple years ago at the model we had, it was, you know, $3 for the shirt, $3 to ship. We were trying to double our money. The second somebody bought it, they doubled their money. So we started it for a penny. That's why you have penny auctions. Just them buying it for a penny, you've doubled your money. Everything that goes up in the auction is 100% profit. But what does the penny do? Maybe somebody that's not even really a buyer go, shit, I'll pay a penny for that. Shoot, I'd pay a penny for that. I'd pay $1 for that, right? There's some people that are like hoarders on that stuff because they like can't pass it up. They're like, man, it was only a penny. I had to get 10 of them. Well, you got it in the shed out back. I know, but I had nowhere else to keep it, right? But that's the reason of a penny auction. You're already profiting off the shipping. Now, you want to be high enough to double your money with the shipping and cost and whatnot, but you want to be low enough that it doesn't seem like you're charging, you know, ridiculous shipping. Okay. And I like to say shipping and handling because it sounds like you're doing more than just shipping, but I mean, of course, shipping is handling, right? We sold stuff for a penny all the time. However, on average, they brought way more than a penny. So I went ahead and did the breakdown to give y'all kind of the idea. And I misspelled collared, and I apologize. Collared shirts, $2.97. Postage, $3 to $6. Auction value, straight up, these things will bring $6 to $22. They normally peter out around 10 to 11, but every once in a while you get some guy that gets competitive, you know, is going to win it no matter what because his baby wants it or whatever. And I've seen them bring up to $28. I had a hat one time. A guy just went. One guy went like $35 on it. I was like, man, I don't think I paid but $20 for the hat. It was the best thing in the world. My buddy woke up on the couch a couple of days before where he came over and hung out and just grabbed the hat and wore it home and lost it. And oh man, I was so mad because the one thing you want to protect with eBay is your rating and you want to deliver when you promise. But anyways, not to get off on this side. But so auction value is going to be between 6 and 22. I would say on average, I have seen as high as 28. Plus shipping is going to be around $10, right? So your average cost is going to be between $16 and $28. Your average sale is going to be $16 to $28 with a cost of $7 to $12. Your net is going to be between $17 and $16 take home. Now, all you got to do is scale. Think about it. So if you could do 20 of them, right? We got up to doing 15 to 20 a day. And it was pretty easy to do as long as we had supply, you know, between the Goodwills all over Atlanta. I mean, we were constantly hitting them, but I mean, they got new stuff every week. So, I mean, we were, I mean, if you had a Ralph Lauren shirt go to Goodwill in 09 to 2012, chances are we bought it, right? Very rarely, I would say less than 20% ever just don't sell. If you start them at a penny, they always sell. And you do 7-day auctions. You can do longer auctions, you'll make more money, but not enough to wait the longer time. Now, how simple is this little method here? And how many of you out there could actually use an extra $320 and the wife or the husband, the significant other, going out to run into the Goodwill and giving you a break and not asking you for any money to go shopping because they're knocking it out at the Goodwill and feeling like they're, you know, doing something good, right? You're including. It's a win-win-win. I'm telling you, I watched Nikki have a lot of fun with his wife and did it, and she's the one that actually found those Versace pants and made the big bucks with it, right? Because she knew brands and whatnot. She knew what she was looking at, but a lot of people don't. They just don't. On eBay's app, they do have a QR scanner or barcode scanner. You can pull that app, and you can just walk through that Goodwill and start scanning stuff. You'll see exactly, you know, what it's bringing on eBay if you want to take a chance on any kind of outside item. All right, so that was quick, simple, easy, and effective. And how many have ever done this or thought of doing something like this, or even knew that they had, you know, something that could pay as much as, you know, $1,500 a week, $2,000 a week, making that's 6 figures, man, selling polo shirts. Lonnie says pretty simple. Yep, love it. All right, good, everybody. Okay. All right. It's crazy, right? You just you don't think like that, right? So I want to tell you what we're going to talk about next week, and I've got a um, uh, I got a lot of stuff coming up, but I want to give you a little bit about what's going on. So how many of you are familiar with the IPTV craze that's going on with like the Hulu boxes and stuff? Yeah, everybody. Has anybody noticed on your last update with your iPhone, it's asking you your TV service provider? How many of you that have Dish notice that they have an upsell now to where you're supposed to get a IPTV box and plug it in with the Dish? Who has AT&T Uverse? All that is streaming TV. It's coming. There's some gray laws to it to where I'm not gonna go out on the open market and launch it, but I'm gonna introduce you to one guy's done a ton of research for me and found some really cool stuff. But I'll also introduce you to another friend of mine who is making 40 grand a month, and he did the whole business trolling on Facebook. Fire sticks are good. One guy I have has the model. His box is what he likes. Like he thinks it's superior, and you know, and it is. But I mean, he's got these boxes. He sells the box and then sells the service, and that's the way it works. Another guy, the guy that I was telling you that just trolls Facebook. If you have a Fire Stick, he will sell you the service. And what he has is a beautifully branded menu guide. Like when I've done these in the past, the menus have been so bad you couldn't find the movie again. If you lost it, you would be screwed. You would never find it again. It was like impossible. It was like being stuck in a dark room. But with this guide that my buddy, the one friend has, man, it is slick. It's just easy and cool as cable. And it's coming with 2,000 channels, and he's got 2,000 games. It's crazy. And you know, people are tired of paying $110 for basic cable and only watching Discovery all day long, or Housewives or whatever, right? These services are anywhere from $20 to $35 a month, and it's recurring, and the attrition is near zero. So, anyways, next Friday we'll talk more in depth about that. But how many of you got a better understanding and see exactly what we're doing now, what we're talking about? Does it make more sense? And do you like it, or what do you think? Is this too elementary for you? It's cool, right? Yep. And it's going to be a fast learning you know, curve, because you know, I mean, we're doing something. We'll do different ideas just about every week, but you know, you know, these very easily could. I think simple is always. Anytime I run into a scenario like in life or in business where I start, you know, like if things get stagnant, or if it just feels I'm burning out, or if things quit working the way they should, always drop back and go simple, because the simple processes of business and the simple processes of buy low, sell high, arbitrage, or any of that kind of stuff all works. Is everybody here pretty familiar with arbitrage? I'll give you some insight on some arbitrage stuff that I'm talking about. So, you know, have you, I know people have all seen the container storage auctions. Have you seen where they do the big auctions where they sell off pallets of returned goods? Now, me being in the car business, do you think I've ever been to an auction? I went to this returned goods pallet auction. Dude, I terrorized the place. I dominated it and terrorized and literally sent people home with their arms crossed, like, and made a killing. I mean, good, fast, easy cash. I did have a model that I'll discuss in a few weeks, where I would just take everything to the flea market and see what I could retail, but I'd be home by 11 a.m. and I'd sell every single thing that I had in my truck. It was awesome. But we'll talk about that too. So there's some other things that are cool, and I'll go more into detail with them, and we might even take 2 Fridays to go over some of them. But that's what to expect. And if anybody has their own idea or have done anything on their own and wants to talk about it, please reach out. Send me a private message on Facebook, or better yet, send a support ticket, help@sid.support, and we'll get you answered and get you handled. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I'll see you next week.